One thing that Kirby Smart has done a great job of is having freshmen be prepared to play right away. Whether it was Malachi Starks in 2022, Brock Bowers in 2021, or the subject of today's video in 2024, Kirby's freshmen always are ready to play right away and usually have some sort of huge impact. This past offseason, the Bulldogs lost both Dejon Edwards and Kendall Milton to the NFL, so they'd have to go out and find a new running back. They decided to go into the transfer portal and grab Trevor Etienne from Florida, but after he did some stupid stuff off the field, he was suspended and was going to miss their Week 1 game. From there, it looked like both Branson Robinson and Roderick Robinson were going to step up and be the two main backs for them, but instead, after their Week 1 victory over Clemson, it was Nate Frazier who came out of nowhere. He was a true freshman who ran for a ton of yards tonight, had a big touchdown, and looks like the guy of the future for Georgia. The Bulldogs have now found their next great star running back, and they may have the best freshman running back in all of college football. In today's video, I want to do a quick introduction to who Nate Frazier is, talk about his performance today, and why he could have such a bright future for the Bulldogs. But before we get started, if you're a big fan of college football, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you want to support today's video, and let me know what player, team topic, or situation I can cover next. Now let's get started and talk about Nate Frazier. Georgia used to be a place for running backs to come in and make a noticeable impact right away, as from 2012 to 2017, Georgia had 7 different running backs as true freshmen run for at least 350 yards in their first year. This is something that would happen at the end of the Mark Richt era and the early days of the Kirby Smart era. Sadly though, since the start of the 2018 season, no Georgia freshman running back has topped over 350 yards in a season in Athens. But Nate Frazier is going to change that right away, and going back in time, he was always a big deal. His journey starts at 6 years old when he started playing football, and he had a ton of passion and a heart of a lion, and was seen as one of the best young athletes in Southern California. Eventually, he played for the prestigious Mater Dei High School, which recently produced guys like Bryce Young, Matt Leinart, and Elijah Brown. Coming out of Mater Dei, Frazier was used to playing against some of the best competition in high school football, and started to blow up towards the back half of his career. As a junior, he ran for 791 yards and 9 touchdowns, and only ran the ball 61 times. That was an average of 11.4 yards per attempt. More than that, he did it in a backfield rotation that included 2025 5-star running back Jordan Davison. Frazier is also seen as an elite level athlete, as he ran a 10.5 in the 100-meter dash, and also had plenty of long speed. When you turn the tape on, the first thing you'll notice is his unique ability to start and stop, and that would set him apart from every other running back in the class of 2024. He became a 5-star recruit, but where would he end up going? Well, he ended up choosing Georgia over Bama, Oregon, and Texas A&M. Why the Dogs? He said he felt like Georgia was going to be the place since the first time he stepped foot on campus, and confirmed that during his commitment ceremony. He said, quote, "Honestly, it just took me my first visit when I went to Georgia. It was amazing, and just knowing the history that they have with their running backs over the years. Especially at a young age with a freshman and sophomore year, the things they've done with guys like DeAndre Swift, Sonny Michel, and all those players is special." At the time of his commitment, he was the highest rated running back signee for the Dogs since Samir White and James Cook, which was back in 2018. Some were curious though why he would choose Georgia instead of another team where he could play more right away, but he just loved the Dogs. Some also were wondering why he chose Georgia because of the competition in his class, and that was already in Athens. He said, quote, "No, I'm not worried about that at all, because I don't run from competition." As a senior, he ended up running for 936 yards and 14 touchdowns, and also caught 35 passes out of the backfield. He had a ton of hype, as according to 24/7 Sports, he was a 4-star recruit, the number 2 running back, and the 49th best player in the class of 2024. So how would Frazier do as a freshman at Georgia? Well, he was seen as a player who could do it all. He could run, catch out of the backfield, and block, and many were excited for him to put those skills to use in Mike Bobo's offense. Linebacker Jalen Walker said, quote, "He's a freshman of course, but everybody is here for a reason. Everybody plays football for a reason, and I feel like both of those guys, really the whole running back room, is extremely talented." His immediate comparison was DeAndre Swift, and honestly when you put it on the tape, they kind of look pretty similar. The scouting report on both those players was pretty similar, but as I said, no one was really talking about Frazier. They already had Trevor Etienne, and then they had the Robinson guys behind him. Still though, he was creating a ton of buzz, as Kirby Smart routinely talked about him during fall camp and during the summer, and then things really started to go in his direction. As I said, Trevor Etienne ended up doing something stupid off the field, so he was going to be suspended, and then Roderick Robinson was dealing with turf toe, and Branson Robinson was coming off a devastating knee injury that wiped out his entire 2023 season. It looked like Nate Frazier was going to have an opportunity to get on the field right away, and starting out the game against Clemson, he was running back number 2. That didn't last for long though, as eventually he would run the ball 11 times for 83 yards and a touchdown, including a 40-yard burst. He also had a 24-yard catch out of the backfield, and by the end of their 34-3 skull crushing over number 14 Clemson, Frazier was the top running back, and now there are some that are wondering if he could take over as running back 1. Obviously, Trevor Etienne has plenty of talent, but Frazier looked really great for a true freshman and looks like the next great Georgia back. As I said, it's been quite some time since a freshman running back has run for over 350 yards in a season, but Nate Frazier's already a quarter of the way there. Georgia continues to dominate year in and year out, and there's always one freshman that comes out of nowhere, and this year it looks like Frazier. Honestly, I couldn't find a ton of details about his backstory, but after his performance today, I wanted to give a quick introduction to who he is and do a quick spotlight on him. I know you guys typically like these videos, so that right there is Nate Frazier, and the sky is going to be the limit for him. But what do you guys think? If you're a Georgia fan, what do you think of the running back room and Nate Frazier? And who's another freshman or breakout player I can do a quick feature on next? There are a ton of big names and awesome players from week 1, so be sure to drop a suggestion down below, leave a like if you want to support today's video, subscribe if you're new, and check out all of the videos on the end screen. Hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.